Hi friends, I'm gonna try this again, wrapping up the year with a list of my favorite albums of 2022. Not the best albums, because it's just what I've enjoyed, and it's gonna be 9 because I wanna be contrarian and not do a top 10 list. And if you're new here, I'm mostly a rock and alternative listener / writer, so that's gonna color many, but not every one of my choices. I just made a list of records off the top of my head that I remember especially loving this year, and there were 9 of them. These, in no particular order, are them. Open up your heart like the gates of hell. February was a really good music month for me, starting with Mitski's Laurel Hell. I'm a big fan of Mitski's, but when I was at her supposed farewell show in 2019, right before she went on hiatus and then everyone went on hiatus, the vibe was apparent that she'd rather not have been there. With Laurel Hell, through songs like Working for the Knife and Love Me More, Mitski takes the time to explain herself, showing us both the torment and gratification that comes from mining your own experiences for art. She also channeled my emotional experience of the last 3 years to perfection in my favorite track on the record, Stay Soft.
In the new disease, the light breeze, the yellow stars glowing through the white trees. I pine for you, pine for you.
Big Thief's Dragon New Warm Mountain, I Believe in You, another February drop, is sonically all over the place. I think when it came out, I first described it as what I think it would sound like if the Carter family did mushrooms. And it's long enough that there are like 2 to 3 shorter and more cohesive albums living inside it that Big Thief decided to mix up and scatter across the floor. But it works for me. Time Escaping is a jubilant rubber bandy tune that reminds me of the mid-2000s band Sap that made music only with children's toys. But where the album really shines for me is its descent into the dark, grubby, almost Sonic Youth-like run from Heavy Bend to Blurred View. Back in August, I interviewed Bartees Strange for this Vox piece I wrote on climate pop, and in my research I found he wrote a really eclectic and beautiful hope punk album in Farm to Table that's perfect for people who feel like they've been slept on or held down too long and they're just about to realize their power. Even the way he wields his voice between a bluesy plaintiveness and a broad, almost theatrical bravado to match the different points of the album's spin through death into rebirth lends to a deftly surprising record. The weirdest song is We Were Only Close for like 2 weeks, and I love it for that alone, but if you want a solid encapsulation of what Bartees Strange is capable of, start with Mulholland Drive. I'm gonna light your fire and burn your little world down. I'm gonna make you sorry somehow. Caitlin Rose is back at long last with Kazemi, having released a pair of records in 2011 and 2013 in that era when alt-rock was swinging close enough to country that day-trotter-listening hipsters like me could easily jump to the other track. Caitlin's brand of country was especially accessible. It felt like her sound was Loretta Lynn's daughter, but Lana Del Rey's mom. But anyway, she hadn't fed us in 10 years until November's Kazemi, and you can feel that 10 years of maturity and evolution lyrically. She sounds so self-assured, weaving a little 90s singer-songwriter cool detachment and guitar distortion into her Nashville sensibility. Getting It Right might be a defining song of my current decade of life, and I wish I could play Blameless for myself in my 20s.
Category: bad bitch, I'm the bar. Alien superstar. Whip, whip. I'm too classy for this world. Forever I'm that.
Renaissance. It was a matter of time when this would be on the list, not if, right? I love it when I feel like I'm in a tunnel of audio and something incomprehensible happens that makes you go, wait, what the fuck was that? Are we just gonna keep going without discussing what that sound was? Think pet sounds, think Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. But Beyonce served me an endless buffet of, whoa, what was that? But like so controlled and so organized. It wasn't the result of a bunch of white guys getting high and pushing buttons. This was everything everywhere, all at once, where each transition drops me into a different dimension, while Beyonce sees the whole everything bagel. She's got a grand vision. She's draped a curtain made of silver lame over top of it, and she's revealing it little by little. My favorite track is Alien Superstar. How could it not be? When I put it on, it just makes me want to be mean to people. Do you know what I mean? Self-titled is also a dance party, but unlike Renaissance, it's the gay kind where everybody there has a terrible haircut on purpose. It's one of the most earnest albums I heard all year, and I spent much of last summer main character strutting through the park with this album bumping in my headphones, trying not to worry if anyone was watching me or to assume that anyone cared. And speaking of main character, if I was in a movie opening sequence where I had to slam a hand on the alarm clock, sing in the shower, and then throw a bunch of quirky thrifted clothes across the room, I think Solid is the song I'd want playing. On the other side of the earnest coin to Muna's Untempered Joy, Soccer Mommy gives us tender dejection on Sometimes Forever. The 90s alt-pop influences make it feel like reading dark poetry out of someone's fuzzy purple diary. It feels like we've been given access to something vulnerable that we weren't supposed to hear. But if it gets us tracks like Shotgun and Following Eyes, I'm sure glad we did. From the world of K-pop, which I also spent a lot of time researching this year, I really liked the Undersung Hush Rush EP from Lee Chaeyeon. Its concept was kind of vampire, kind of bubblegum, like what if the Barbie dream house was haunted? It's a tight collection of breezy synth tracks that answer the question, what if you added a groovy little bass line to Video Killed the Radio Star? My favorite track is the disco-kissed Aquamarine. So as I'm editing this, SZA has just dropped her SOS album, and I feel like I've committed a grave error by recording this video before I came home for the holidays. So here you go, haters. It's a nice round 10. 2 wolves exist inside each of us. One is strong, confident, and competent, and the other is confused and unstable and afraid, no matter how desperately she's trying to grow. SZA, bless her, makes music for one of those wolves. Let's just hope that these tweets lead to a Hayley Williams-SZA duet on F2F during one of their respective tours.
When you're feeling haunted, I'm your satellite. When it all comes crashing down, I'll come and make it right.
Finally, I said no order, but my favorite album of the year was Lucifer on the Sofa by Spoon. This is cheating, because Spoon's been my favorite band since 2014's They Want My Soul. But Lucifer, depending on the day, is my second or third favorite album in their 26-year-long career. After some forays into weirder, more electronic territory, Spoon's goal with this record was to write some straightforward rock songs, like crunchy, Texas, show full of salt and pepper-haired dads in leather jackets and you kind of rock songs. They held back on all of the excess warp and reverb for a remixed version of the record in the fall, which is also very cool, but the original recipe is the perfect record to go out in the city at night to, walking aimlessly in the direction of the moon to my favorite track, Satellite. That's the music that brought me the most joy and fulfillment this year, but please tell me about your favorite albums of 2022 down in the comments, along with your favorite track that we should all go listen to. If you want to sell me on Midnights, here's your chance. Also, if you've made it this far, I'm making a separate home for my music criticism videos. It's called Goth Croissant, and I hope to see you over there if you want more videos like this. All right, I'm off until 2023. Have fun, be safe. I will see you on the first Friday of January for the Hope Punk Book Club, where we're talking All This Could Be Different with Rincey Reads. I will see you then. Bye.